Hi, good evening, everyone. It is Sunday night, September 28th, 2025, and it's like 8 p.m. here in Chicago. For those of you who haven't heard yet, maybe a lot of you haven't, you're busy with your day and whatnot. The Omaha police officers uh, arrested Bud. They had no reason to arrest him. They had a gun in his face because you could hear him say, "I'm not reaching for a gun." He had his hands up at the time, and so that's like the big news right now. And luckily, somebody in the car was recording it. I'm assuming that's how we um, got access to hearing what was going on. And they just finished having a celebration for him in his city of Omaha, and I saw Clarissa Shields was there, Omari Hardwick. People really appreciate what Bud has done for boxing. I wish I could have been there, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Um, these police officers definitely knew who he was, but they have a message to send out, mainly to the rest of the country, not so much to Omaha. I think that they're willing to piss off the people of Omaha, because the people of Omaha, you're not going to tell me they don't appreciate and love Bud. I mean, they have to. What else is really going on in Omaha? And I can say that because I'm from a small city that nobody gives a shit about also, you know. But I doubt very seriously they care about how they pissed off Omaha residents. I think it's the message that they want to send to the rest of the country. And, they're staying on code. And they're letting this country full of racists who they might not know about Bud Crawford in terms of following him. They never followed him. But they are wondering, who's this black man who's getting all these accolades in boxing? Who the fuck is he? So I feel like that's their message to the rest of the country. Don't worry, we're gonna let him know where his place is. Because a lot of non-boxing fans, they just hear about this great boxer. Black is the ace of spades in Omaha. They don't like it. Not everyone, of course. I'm not speaking on everyone. I'm talking about the racists, the ones who the police department has always been on code with. The police department, they have a duty to do to those people. That's their brotherhood, you know. So they're willing to piss off the city of Omaha to calm down the rest of the country of their brotherhood. You know what I mean? That's my theory anyway. Because you can't tell me they don't know who he was. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he, should have been treated differently because of who he was, but because of who he is, they know he's not going to hurt anybody. That's what I mean. They know damn well that's Bud Crawford. They know damn well that's a boxer who just made a historical move in boxing, and they know damn well he ain't trying to hurt nobody where they need to put a fucking gun in his face. They know that. They know that. But keep your head up, Bud. I think you should sue because they didn't have a reason to do, whatever they did to you. They didn't find nothing on you, right? They didn't charge you with anything. You wasn't doing anything wrong, yet you got a gun in your face. No, they gotta pay for that. Yesterday's price is not today's price. But your time is very expensive now. I feel bad for those random brothers who their time ain't worth a lot of money, but your time is extremely expensive. Oh no, they got to pay. They got to pay for doing that to you. And then, you have children to raise. They threatened you. They caused you a lot of trauma, putting a gun in your face. I don't care how well you fight. Nobody wants a fucking gun in their face by a racist cop. Nobody wants that. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care how hood you are. I don't care how many shootouts you've been in. I don't care if you still have bullet fragments in your head. Nobody fucking wants anybody, let alone a racist cop with a fucking gun in their face. They need to pay for that trauma they caused you. Okay? They need to pay for that. So I really hope you sue them. It doesn't matter if you choose not to let it be known or let it go viral or whatever. I mean, it kind of does matter because it would be nice for you to send a message. But even if you choose for whatever reason not to do that, make them pay for your time. Sue the fuck out of them. I mean, they put a fucking gun in your face. If they would have just arrested you and then they had nothing on you, that's one thing. But they put a gun in your face. And once a cop puts a gun in your face, it really does not take much for them to kill you. It really doesn't. One false move, and it could be the most innocent move in the world, and you could have been dead. You could have been dead, because once they pull that gun on you, that's about 70% of the rage right there. That's what you need to understand. That's a good 70, 80, maybe 90% of the rage already. Putting that fucking gun in your face. It really doesn't take much after that. Like you really, really, escaped death. Because it wouldn't have taken much for him to pull that trigger. It really wouldn't have. So, no, they have to pay for that. That's extremely upsetting, extremely traumatizing. No, you can't go around doing that. So, make that message that they sent to the rest of the country very expensive. That, no, they can't get away with that. That is absolutely horrible. And it's just, I feel so bad for all the black men who go through that on a daily basis and their name is not Bud Crawford. It's really fucked up. That could have been my uncle, my brother, my nephew. It could have been, my friends. It could have been me. I mean, come on. No. They can't get away with that. But God was on your side, just like you said, Bud. It ain't you, it's God. So that's all I got to say. Have a good day, everybody.